May I please request everyone to settle down? Safety is a choice you make, and the key to safety is in your hands. At TCS, we strongly believe in safety first. For the safety instructions, I'd like to call upon Ms. Malti, Building Manager for TCS Think Campus, to educate us on safety guidelines.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to TCS Think Campus. Before you start the session, I would like to give you a slight brief on what will happen in case you have any emergency. You are on the second floor of the JRD auditorium. This is on the second floor of the amenity block. In case there is any emergency, you would hear a hooter. You have two exits to this auditorium. One is on your left-hand side at the back, and one is on your right-hand side. In case there is an emergency, we have volunteers here in the auditorium who will take you to the safe assembly area, which is the playground on the ground floor. We have an ambulance on standby, and paramedical staff are also available in case of any medical emergency. First aid medicine is available in the auditorium. So that is the end of my briefing. Have a nice session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Malti.
Sports is not just a game. It's a culture which connects people from varied backgrounds and ethnicities, regardless of physical and cultural boundaries. It is also a great way to compete beyond borders and have loads of fun.
Good afternoon, dignitaries, beloved chief guest, dear students, respected principal, and fellow TCSers. We extend a warm welcome to you on behalf of Tata Consultancy Services. I'm your host, Priyanka Mishra.
And I'm Smita Patil.
We are here to witness the grand finale of 6th edition of CodeVita Coding Contest here at JRD Tata Auditorium, TCS Think Campus. So, how did it all begin?
The CodeVita journey began in 2012 with the aim of promoting programming as a sport and has touched many milestones since then. 2014 was the first time we opened the contest globally, and last year we had registrations from 40+ nations. Its popularity with the students community peaked last year when we saw 261,000+ registrations.
From 3,000+ institutes across 60+ countries participating in this global challenge, this grand finale is also special as never before have we seen 40 finalists competing for the coveted title CodeVita Coding Champion.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. To make this event a blessed one, I request the dignitaries, Mr. Ajoy Mukherjee, Mr. Anand Krishnan, Mr. Krish Ganeshan, our chief guest PG Divakar, and Mrs. Pallavi Rao to please come over the dais and light the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. Please.
Can I please request everyone to stay on the stage and take a picture?
Thank you, all the dignitaries.
Now, may I please request Chax to welcome our chief guest for the day, Scientific Secretary for Indian Space Research Organization, Mr. P.G. Divakar. Let's have a round of applause, please. May I please request Bangalore HR Head, Mr. B.B. Shetty, to welcome our Chief Human Resource Officer, Mr. Ajoy Mukherjee. Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you so much, sir. May I please request Mr. Girish Bhatt to welcome our Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Anant Krishnan. The moment needs to be captured. Thank you so much, sir. May I please request Colonel Chinnappa to welcome our Global Talent Acquisition Group Head, Mr. Krish Ganeshan. Thank you so much. To try, to err, to practice, to evolve, to improve, to compete, to win and to rejoice. Aren't these traits so very human? In fact, these traits are characteristics of games and sports. It is this similarity that got us thinking and taking on the wonderful skill of programming a notch higher. We infuse the essence of these traits into programming by making it a sport, and lo and behold, CodeVita was born. This brings us to watch the TCS CodeVita curtain raiser video, which talks about coding, its history, and CodeVita facts for TCS. So sit back and relax. Let's have a glimpse of the curtain raiser video.
I hope you all enjoyed that amazing video of TCS CodeVita Season 6. With this, let's all put our hands together with a huge thunderous applause. Let's welcome the top 40 contestants of TCS CodeVita Grand 6 Finale. We have our contestants here from 10 countries all over the world. From the land of rising sun, Japan,
To the Great Wall of China,
to the land of Incas and Machu Picchu,
to the land of Magyars, Hungary.
to the Lion City, Singapore,
The clapping shouldn't stop. They've been working really hard since 8 o'clock. To the Lion City, Singapore. To the country of ornate castles, Czech Republic.
to the land of Shakespeare and Sherlock Holmes, United Kingdom,
To the land of soccer and samba, Brazil.
to the land of liberty and Lincoln, United States of America,
To our very own land of culture and diversity, our very own incredible India. We welcome the coding ninjas to Nama Bengaluru. Can we have a round of applause continuing for our participants? Since 8 o'clock in the morning, they've been doing the coding. They even got the wake-up call from the hotel, and that's why you're here now. Between us, after 6 long hours of coding, they deserve a bigger round of applause. Come on, guys. Thank you so much. Now it's time to be addressed by someone whose mantra for life says, work hard, enjoy the life, and make a history. So let me request the man who's already making history himself, TCSGlobal Health Demand Management and Center Head of TCS Bangalore, Mr. E.S. Chakravarti, fondly known as Chax, to please come up to the stage and set the context and welcome our all dignitaries and the lovely audience here.
Good afternoon. And before we go any further, let's give a big round of appreciation for TCS. I sincerely welcome each one of you to the TCS grand finale of CodeVita Season 6.0. And the most importantly, the 39 participants what we have today across the various geographies. Give them a big, big round of appreciation. And boys and girls, it's a pleasure to have you here in Nama Bengaluru TCS. In TCS, everything gets done, and we are lucky because of our senior management. And today, we have our senior management, the CTO of TCS, the HR head of TCS, and the talent acquisition head of TCS, the most important person who gets opportunities across the globe. Give them a big round of appreciation too. What we are today in TCS and TCS Bangalore is because of the consistent quality supply that we get from the academic institutions. We have phenomenal academicians sitting with us. I think give them a big round of appreciation and show our respect to them for what they do in academia and TCS at large the society. And of course, our special guest, Dr. Divakar sir, thank you so much for joining us. The Scientific Secretary, Indian Space Research Organization. Give a big round of appreciation. I love to go back in the history and remember what my teacher said 21 years before exactly. And the teacher's name is Dr. Balaguruswamy, and who is seen as father of C programming, at least in the academic world. And that gentleman said, when I'm starting my C programming, doing my first master's project in digital image processing, he clearly said, make coding as your hobby. After 21 years, people who made coding as a hobby are with us. Hats off to you. And I see exactly what my teacher said is becoming a reality in TCS. It's a pride and it's a pleasure to say hi to all of you. And one more very interesting thing that happened in TCS Bangalore is one boy who is very young in TCS, as a campus graduate, has built a small video to talk about how technology can help people to do much more. Can I have that video played for all our reference, please? And that is something which I would like to refer today. It's all for you. So my message to all of you is simple. As youngsters, you are the future of technology, and a lot can be done by you to improve the humankind around us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jax, for exciting and motivating us as you always do. At this juncture, I remember a quote by legendary scientist Stephen Hawking. Whether you want to uncover the secret of universe or you just want to pursue a career in the 21st century, basic computer programming skills is very essential. So, it's fair to call that programming is the new mathematics of 21st century. Just that, it's time to invite a special person who directs research and innovation in TCS. He has architected several strategies initiatives. He also has been a principal architect and a lead consultant in the architecture and consulting practices in TCS. He is none other than Chief Technical Officer Anand Krishnan. I request Mr. Anand Krishnan to please come over the dais and address this gathering.
Our chief guest, Dr. Divakar, Ajoy, Ganesh, Chaks, Vasu, all my senior colleagues from TCS Bangalore, all the contestants in CodeVita Season 6, the finalists, and the team CodeVita, which has put this wonderful event together. I'd like to first start by appreciating all of you in blue t-shirts. Wonderful job. Normally, when I make this short address at CodeVita Finals, I've been doing this for 6 years now. I take a short trip backwards into history, and that's more for my young friends who are the future of coding. For you to understand that you are part of a very long tradition of thinking algorithmically and converting those thoughts into something which can control things outside your immediate consciousness. This is a very powerful concept, and it's important for us to know where this concept comes from. Abstract thought has been with humanity probably for tens of thousands of years. In fact, that is what sets aside human beings from the rest of the living world. But it was only maybe in the last 1,000 years or so that the formulation of an algorithm was recognized as something which was better than a mathematical description, which is what had preceded this momentous discovery. The thinking about algorithms started perhaps in Arabia. Some people say it started in India or China, but the Arabs were the first to actually write this down. And the word algorithm itself is a Greek form or variant of Al-Khwarizm, the Arab scholar who first described this method of describing a way by which a problem can be solved in a systematic description, which can later be even mathematically proved to be correct. It's not that algorithms did not exist before that. There were algorithms to detect prime numbers. The famous Eratosthenes sieve was done 1,000 years before Khwarizm. But the formalization of algorithmic thinking happened only around 800 or 900 AD. It was another 1,000 years before those algorithms could be converted into something which could be executed outside the human brain. And this was done by a very unlikely pair of people, Charles Babbage and Ada Lovelace, in the 1820s, when Ada basically wrote the instructions for the first mechanical computer to ever been constructed, the difference engine, which Charles Babbage put together. And Ada basically gave it the instructions so that it could do calculations upon the instructions of any external person. It was another 100 and something years before Alan Turing hit upon a concept of what he called a universal machine, or what we today call a Turing machine, which could essentially solve any mathematical problem. In fact, the paper that Turing wrote in 1936 was not about the Turing machine itself. He was actually addressing a very different problem, a very famous problem in mathematics called the halting problem. And he constructed the Turing machine as a tool to help him solve that larger problem. A lot of people actually remember Turing for what he created as the abstract machine rather than the original problem that he went out to solve. And Turing had the fortune to actually create a physical instantiation of that abstract machine in the 1940s when at Bletchley Park in England, he was part of a team which was trying to decipher the famous Enigma cipher, the code that the German army, the navy, and the air force were using to encrypt their communications. And Turing and other code breakers were trying to break that cipher. And so the first physical computer used on the principle of the Turing machine was actually built, and it solved this problem. That era, the 1940s, perhaps because of the war, saw enormous advances in computing, both on the German side as well as on the Allied side. And many computers were built in that period. Turing's own machine at Bletchley Park. The Americans built the Harvard Mark I at Harvard University. Konrad Zuse built the first computer in Germany, again, roughly in the same time frame. And all of these were built on that same principle that an abstract machine can be programmed with instructions and in a finite amount of time can implement any algorithm. From then onwards, the mid-1940s, the era that we live in, the era of computing, really took off. Many abstractions which came through. John von Neumann published the now famous von Neumann architecture to say that these are the components of that abstract Turing machine which can make it very easy to construct and engineer. From the 1950s, programmability of the computer in something other than zeros and ones became feasible. A very small Ivy League college called Dartmouth College, about 150 miles from Boston, created the first symbolic language, BASIC. And then there was a flood of high-level languages. Fortran came next, COBOL came next. Ada was named after Ada Lovelace, PL1, and then Pascal, and then C, and all the languages that we love now became a floodgate. On a personal note, I wrote my first program in 1980. I was a first-year undergraduate student in the University of Pune, undergraduating in physics. But we had this machine in the university main campus, an old British constructed ICL 1904, which was programmed on punch cards. And I still remember my first program. It was to find the largest of 5 integers. And we studied from Professor Rajaraman's Fortran 4 book. Their problem was actually solved in the book as an illustration, but we said, no, that's Rajaraman's way of solving it. We'll solve it our own way. So I sat down, wrote it down on what were called coding sheets. You wrote your programs on very structured actual sheets which had grids. You had to write your every alphabet in a grid square. It will then be punched by a punch operator, and a deck of cards would be created. That deck of cards would be then put along with other decks of cards into the main card reader for the machine. The card reader would then be read. Programs would get then loaded, compiled, executed, and whatever results had to be produced, whether it was a compilation error or a successful run, would come out as printouts. So this whole process took something like 36 hours. So it taught a lot of discipline. If you made a mistake in your coding sheet, or if even worse, the punch card operator made a mistake in the way they transcribed your programs, you lost 36 hours. And many of us, especially the folks on this side of the room who are still students, you know that students don't have infinite hours to complete assignments. But whatever, stroke of luck or good fortune that you might call, my first program, this how to find the largest of 5 integers, worked the first time. And you got your printout and your original deck of cards in a rubber banded package. It was almost like praying in a temple, right? So as devotees, you construct your prayers in the form of your coding sheet, pray to everybody, and then you give it to the punch operator. 36 hours later, the punch operator comes back and gives you your answer from God, and you open the sheet and you go through it and you find the compile went through all right, and then you had the answer, which was the largest of the 5 integers that I had input. So I said, hey, this is great, right? For a 16-something-year-old, I think it was a revelation that this actually does work. And from then onwards, through multiple languages, through multiple machines, through multiple generations of computing technology, I've been hooked on programming. So for those of you who really love it, I think this will stay with you as long as you are. The good thing about programming is that it teaches you a lot about life as well. It teaches you to be philosophical. At the same time, it teaches you to be precise. Because all said and done, whatever Alan Turing and John von Neumann invented, it's a very unforgiving architecture. Computers don't have elements of human sympathy or saying that this fellow has really tried hard, let's let it run properly this time. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't work. It crashes. Or it produces an incorrect answer. So to that extent, while it teaches you to be philosophical, to say that, well, such is the way of things that you can't control, it also teaches you to be precise. It teaches you to be very exact. It teaches you to be as precise as possible in describing what you do. And a good programmer can make a program work. A great programmer can make it a piece of art that other people would enjoy just reading or appreciating. And that, I think, is what is the next level of achievement. That it doesn't just work, but it really touches other human emotions as well. But the truly great programmers create things which are of lasting value. Whether it's a piece of code, whether it's an algorithm, whether it's a new way of representing information or data, that, I think, is that shot at immortality that all of us would like to have. And that's what I'd like to leave you all with. You've taken the first step in a very, very rewarding and a very noble career. Don't stop here. Build on this. Go to the next level of algorithms, to the next level of architectures, to the next level of defining a domain. Many great things are yet to be solved from the perspective of computing as a discipline. We have just, in our 7th or 8th decade of capability, humanity is tens of thousands of years old, so 70 years is nothing in the context of human history. And it's people like you who will make the next 70 and probably the next 700 years worthwhile for all of us to look forward to. Good luck and all the best.
Thank you, Anand Krishnan, for your enlightening us and giving us the thoughtful insights and connecting programming with life.
Former President APJ Abdul Kalam stated, "If 4 things are followed in life, having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. From one great scientist to another great scientist." Today, we have with us chief guest for the day, Scientific Secretary for ISRO, Dr. P.G. Divakar, who has been with ISRO for past 33 years. He has been awarded Excellence Awards for 4 of his major projects: Bhuvan Geoportal, Crop Acreage and Production Estimation, Village Resource Centers, and Water Resource Information Systems. Dr. Divakar is the recipient of many awards, which includes ISRO Awards, national and international recognitions for innovative use of IT and geospatial technologies. Sir, we are extremely honored to have you with us today at this platform. Can we please have you here on the dais to say a few words? and motivate all of us present here.
Senior dignitaries of TCS, young students, of course the TCS employees and many others who are here. I'm extremely happy to be here. Thanks to my friend, childhood friend Arvind for getting me here. I myself have been part of a coding team like you when I started my career in the Space Department of India. And of course, as you know, a lot of challenges are there for youngsters like you today, especially in the area of space technology. Today, as you all know, that India solves many of its problems from space. Not only that, we are able to find water in those areas where you don't have water, we are also able to give new areas of better agricultural practices today because of not only space technology, a lot of IT-based solutions. That's how we work today. And a lot of those contributions, particularly from the space technology or with our own Indian satellites, it enables some of these things to happen. You may be wondering what's this all about. When you put an orbiter around the Earth, for example, and you try to study the Earth from space, you need to be doing a lot of coding there. It could be at the machine level, it could be the higher level of languages which you normally are used to. We use all those to ensure that every inch of those items, what we put onto the spacecraft or the launch vehicle or the data which comes out from space, they are completely flawless. So there's nothing like 99.9% success in space. Space has to be binary. You either get a 0 or you get a 1. If you are successful, you have to be successful at all levels. Not only when you make a spacecraft, you do the testing, you ensure that everything goes well, you simulate the space environment on the ground, ensure that your spacecraft is perfect. It goes through a lot of coding testing, obviously. And when you put the spacecraft in space, the launch vehicle has to be absolutely perfect. And I would be proud to say here, both our Polar satellite launch vehicle as well as the geostationary launch vehicle are possibly a typical example for the world to see how indigenous technology in India has taken us to that level today. Today, we can put something like 4-ton class of satellites into the geostationary orbit. Geostationary orbits are generally 36,000 kilometers away from the Earth. In addition to that, it's also possible for us to use the Polar satellite launch vehicle to go to Moon or Mars, which India has proved in the very first attempt, wherein we have been able to get into the planetary orbits. Particularly the kind of calculations, what you do to insert your orbiter into the Martian orbit is not a joke. It's pretty tough, and the kind of orbital mechanics which you need to go through is pretty tight. We could do it in the very first attempt, possibly very first country to do it in the first attempt, wherein we could reach the Mars in the very first attempt. And I'm happy to say here our scientists were able to successfully orbit this particular spacecraft for more than 1,000 days today. And it gives excellent images today, and it's being used by a large number of younger minds like you to find out what kinds of things are there on Mars and what can you do on Mars. And we are getting ready for yet another unique mission wherein we are talking about robotics here. We are going for Chandrayaan-2. The first moon mission got us water on the moon, possibly the first mission to get water on the moon after so many years of research on moon. And today we are going back to moon with a lander and a rover. This is a very difficult technology wherein you have to do a soft landing on the moon, which is pretty tough. There's a lot of hardware and coding involved. And once you do a soft landing on the moon, it is necessary for you to get out your rover, and the entire rover is controlled from the Earth, and it survives for about 15 days, and we plan to do a lot of experiments on the moon. Again, On the moon, we are going to the polar side of the orbit, which possibly very few have gone. So this is a new thing which Indian Space Research Organization is trying out to do, wherein in a couple of months from now, you will be seeing us taking off on a GSLV platform and putting a rover and an orbiter onto the moon. The orbiter will continue to do imaging of the moon and provide us interesting data about the moon, but at the same time, the rover will be moving around on the moon and providing us vital information about what's there on the surface of the moon, including a lot of experiments which will be done on the moon by the robot, and the information will be pushed down to the ground onto our servers. This is some typical set of experiments which we are talking about on Planetary. But these are the kind of things why I'm talking about all these things is the young minds which have solved very interesting problems to reach this level. 40 of you or 39 of you should be looking at what is there for you from space. Today we are looking at space as a new frontier for new solutions and new technologies. Not only we are talking about Moon and Mars, we are also talking about looking at other planets, habitable planets, or even going to Venus, or study the corona of the sun and various other interesting things. Including we do have an astrosat, an observatory, which is in space, which gives you interesting information about the celestial bodies. These are some of the interesting things what is happening in the space, but there are large number of constellation of satellite which goes around the Earth, which provides vital information about the Earth, which helps us in managing our own natural resources. All these are art, wherein you need to have excellent coding skills and very good hardwares, and possibly younger minds like you have tremendous opportunities or tremendous chance to get into such kind of organizations where you have bigger challenges waiting for you. So all the best for you, and I'm sure you will have a big career ahead of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We consider ourselves fortunate enough to be addressed by you. Can I please request our global, sir, can we please have you on stage for 2 minutes? Can I please request Ajoy to felicitate Dr. P.G. Divakar on behalf of TCS. Let's have a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Success demands on companies' ability to unleash initiative, imagination, and passion of employees at all levels. For TCS, it's always that the right people with right abilities in the right place at the right time. It's time to invite an eminent personality. He has been with TCS over 37 years, our Vice President and Global Head. Under his leadership, TCS has won many accolades, like world's third most valuable brands in IT services, the Brand Finance, and Global Top Employer Award by the Top Employer Institute. It's none other than TCS Chief Human Resource Officer, Ajoy Mukherjee. Please put your hands together. So please come off the dais and deliver your special address.
Good afternoon, Dr. Divakar, senior colleagues in TCS, professors from the academia, students, and of course, the participants, 39 of you. It's been a long journey, I think, especially for the participants, because what I'm told is about 100,000 participants across 63 countries that went through this process. And after a number of rounds of region, zonal kind of competition, you have come to this stage. And in my mind, I think all of you are winners. It's been a long journey. And come to think of it, 6 hours of coding is not much. But I think if I go back in time when we came in, when Anant reminded us of those punch cards and the way we used to do programming, the coding sheets and all that, the only way to transfer code from one location to other used to be the spool tapes. Probably there are quite a few in this audience who would not even see those tapes today. You might have to visit a museum to see some of those equipments that we worked upon. And it used to be nights for solving problems, because as our director in charge in those days, he used to say that we are in the business of solving problems for our customers, for our clients. And solving problems, how? By improving business processes and through applying technology. And when it comes to applying technology, it meant developing applications, which is programming, which is coding, and finally the applications had to be delivered at the customer locations and implemented, and that's where the pool tapes and things like that. The programs, I still remember, I think, the kind of programs that it used to be, you write and then you wait the whole night praying that the compilation does go through, because then only you can test whether it has done the things well or what you intended to do has been achieved or not. So it does teach you discipline, it does teach you thinking, and it does teach you to ensure that you follow in an organized manner everything that you need to do so that you don't waste resources, you don't waste time. Now, if I come back to the TCS perspective today, I think today we are in a world where we are calling it as Industry 4.0, Business 4.0, where it's primarily technology which is helping our customers transform their business and grow. Technology, for example, like analytics, like cloud, like Internet of Things, and automation, robotics. And you heard Dr. Divakar talk about the applications of some of these technology, what is happening in the space in India and outside. I think most of the developed nations who are in the space research will be applying these kind of technology. It's all in our imagination today. If you can imagine something, if you can innovate, if you can think innovatively, then you have the hardware, you have the devices which can help you collect the data, which can help you analyze, and can help you develop applications, apps, can develop things which will help you solve problems. I think you saw the video that Chax put up in the beginning, that even technology can help solve some of the immense societal problems that we face today. And all this is possible through technology. Now, from TCS perspective, it is very, very critical that we continuously replenish our human talent. And that's where our relationship with academia comes in, and which has been the way that TCS has grown. I have been in this organization from 1980 onwards, and from the very first day, I joined just after my engineering. And the way we have grown, it's been primarily by getting talent from the universities, because we are in an business where technology becomes obsolete every 3 to 4 years. And the only way to replenish that talent, to replenish the thinking, is by having young talent into the workforce. And fortunately, we are in an industry that's a growing industry, where you continuously need to grow by having more and more people in the organization. And today we are 390,000 people working across 55 countries. And all that has happened because of this belief of getting people, helping them grow within the organization, providing them the opportunity so that you work on different technology, you work on different domains, you learn and you apply. And that is the way you grow, that is the way the organization grows, and that is the way you help our customers grow their business. So I think it's time that the participants who have gone through this process for some time, they will be eagerly awaiting to hear the results but in my mind, as I said, all of you are winners, considering what you have gone through. And a big round of applause for all the participants who have competed, who have come to this particular level. So congratulations to all of you. And I'm sure if you continue in this path, all of you are very keen in algorithms, in coding, and I'm sure there's a lot that you can look forward to in this world, because the future is technology. In any business that you go, anything that you want to do, key will be technology and how you want to use technology in that business. It's the innovation, is the thinking that matters. All the best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay Mukherjee, for reinstating the importance of innovation.
So what are we waiting for now? I believe the prizes. So should I just go ahead and announce the winners? Not so soon. It's 6 hours, 360 minutes, 21,600 seconds of brainstorming, analyzing, solving series of real-time problems. That's what our coding ninjas have been doing. So, why so? For battling out the winning the title of the season grand finale. So, I can see their faces being lit up. Let's have a round of applause for them. Whosoever is the winner, all of them are winners for us. Okay. Let me call upon Mr. B.B. Shetty, HR Head Bangalore, along with Elizabeth Matthew, High-Tech HR Head, to present the Certificate of Participation to our coding ninjas. Sir, ma'am, can we please have you here? First, on the dais, we'd like to have Abhishek from Hyderabad. All the names are in the alphabetical order, so I'll request the second person to be ready once I call out the names. Give a huge round of applause. Abhishek from Hyderabad. Ankan Das from Kolkata. Ankan Das. Let's the applause not stop, guys. Come on. They need our motivation. Come on. Arnab from Kolkata again. Next we have Chaitanya.
Keep the round of applause going, please.
Yang Zhu from USA. Let's the applause not stop, guys. Let's give them a big round of applause. Yang Yu from USA. Dominic from Czech Republic. We have Dominique from Czech Republic. Andres from Hungary. Andres. Next we have Elvis from the land of Samba, Brazil. Elvis, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause. Gagan from Kolkata. Yana from Czech Republic. Next year, we need to see more female participation here. Here's for Yana from Czech Republic, everyone. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Shetty, sir. Can I please request Colonel Chinnappa and Arvind Srinivasam to come up on the dais and hand over the next set of certificates, please? Let's have a round of applause for our guests, guys. The next contestant is Yirika from Czech Republic. Yirika from Czech Republic. Jonathan from Peru. Jonathan from Peru. Let's have a round of applause, guys. Next we have Li Yi from China. Next we have upon the stage is Malhar from Apra Bangalore, Kolkata. Next we have Marco from United Kingdoms. We have 10 nations participating in CodeVita Grand Finale Season 6. Marco from United Kingdoms, please. Next we have Nita-san from Japan. Let's have a big round of applause. Next up on the stage is Miroslav Krabak from United Kingdoms again. Next we have up on the stage Miroslav again, Miroslav Stanokovic from Czech Republic. Mohan Nikam from Mumbai. Coming next from Amchi, Mumbai is Mohan Nikam. Can we please have Mohit from Mumbai again? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Colonel. That'll be all. Thank you so much. For the next set of certificates, can I please request Rajiv Narona and Ms. Shobha Murthy to please come up on the dais. CodeVita seems to be very famous in Czech Republic. Next person coming is Pavel from Czech Republic. Can I please have Praveen Kumar from Hyderabad? Richard from Czech Republic again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Shobha. Thank you so much. Can we please have Mr. SVS Prasad, Senior Leader from TCS Bangalore, and Ms. Preeti Unnikrishnan on the dais, please, to give the next set of certificates, please. Let's give a round of applause to our dignitaries as well. Thank you so much. Next we have Sai Maji from Hyderabad. Let's give a round of applause, guys. Come on. Let's cheer them. Next we have Sampath from Hyderabad again. Coming from the land of Kutch, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Shantam. Please give him a good round of applause. Next we have a beautiful lady named Shifona from Kolkata. Let's give a good round of applause, guys. Let the claps not stop. Let's encourage them. Next we have from Kolkata, Shivam. Let's give a big round of applause to him as well.
Thank you, SVS Prasad and Preeti, for doing the honors. Can we now request Mr. Chandra Koduru and Mr. Girish Dandige to please come on the dais and do the honors.
Can we have a round of applause for our dignitaries as well? The awaited moment is here. I have the results in my hand. So if you want to hear the results, I want to hear the claps. Let that not stop, please. Next we have Shivam from Kolkata. Okay, let's go to the next person, Suhas from Mumbai. Umang from Ahmedabad. Next we have Louis from the land of Machu Picchu, Peru. Thank you. Can we please have Vidhan from Delhi? Next on the stage we have Vikram, once again from Delhi. Let's give a round of applause for Vikram and Vidhan, both from Delhi. Yet another contender from Amchi, Mumbai, Vineet. Can I please have Yash from Ahmedabad? Guys, give a round of applause for Yash. Representing the Great Wall of China, Yukun Ma from China. Can we please have Zhang Bing from Singapore? From the Lion City, Singapore, we have Zhang Bing. Give a big round of applause. That was last but not the least. So here comes the most awaited moment. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I need to hear a big round of applause once before I announce the results. Come on, for all the 40 contestants here. So can I hear the drums rolling? Can I hear the drums rolling? Okay, we are hearing to the heartbeats now. Let the heartbeats go on.
So all set to hear the winners?
Yes.
The second runners-up. Can I please have Mr. E.S. Chakravarti, Chax, and Amol Khanapurkar on the stage to present the award. Any guesses? We did see the scoreboard, right? Contestants, any guesses? Who wins the second runner-up? Predict the winner. You have goodies to take. Okay, it's from Czech Republic. Any guesses here? Okay, the second runners-up is Andres. Let's give a big round of applause, guys.
I request Mr. Ganesh and R. Sampath to please come on the dais to do the
Andres from Charles University, Czech Republic. A master's degree student, he loves solving challenging problems. Let's give a big round of applause. The hard work of so many days pays here. He receives the prize money of $3,000 US. That's huge. Congratulations. The second runner-up. Can I hear the heartbeats again, please? Okay. Sorry, the first runners-up. First runners-up is to be given away by Ganesh and R. Sampath. Sir, can we please have you on the stage? Ganesh and Mr. Ram Sampath. Let's have a round of applause for our dignitaries as well. So, the first runners-up, I had to pronounce his name. He is from University of Southern California, USA, Yang Yu Hu. Let's give a big round of applause. From University of Southern California, Yang Yu Hu. His interest lies in algorithms, definitely algorithms, especially those with uncertainty. First runners-up with a prize money of $7,000 US. Sampath. So the long-awaited moment is here. The winners. The winners gets $10,000 US and definitely the title of the winner. Any guesses here? What's the guess? No? Okay. So, this person has participated in CodeVita the third time. Any more guesses here, contestants? He is from India, from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology, Gujarat, Yash Kumar. Can I please have our chief guest for the day, Dr. Divakar, Ajoy, Anand, to come up on the dais. Ajoy. Applause for him, guys. He deserves it. From our very own incredible India, third-time participant in CodeVita, Yash Kumar.
Request you all to please rise and applaud this winner. Standing ovation, please.
A prize money of grand $10,000.
Beautiful trophy. Congratulations, Yash. You are the TCS CodeVita 2016 coding champion. So I'm sure you're waiting to talk a few words. Please share us the experience, how you're feeling tonight.
It's my third time here at CodeVita. We were runners-up the last time, and I'm really nervous, so I can't talk a lot right now. And I've been doing this for like 4 years now, all my college life, and I think all the hard work finally paid off. I'm really excited, really happy. That's all I would like to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Yash. A big congratulations to all the winners and definitely to all the contestants as well.
Because I hardly get a chance to hold mic, so I'll be like Asha Bogle. You are not there in the running in the last 45 minutes. So what happened in the last 45 minutes? What strategy did you adopt? Can you just walk us through this, please?
So for 2 of the problems, I already had the solutions written, but I was getting wrong answer for some reasons, and I managed to just correct them in the last 15 minutes. And there was one really long problem. It took me like hour and a half to solve that. So that's why before the freeze time, I had only 4 accepted solutions, and I got 3 of them accepted in the last hour.
Thank you so much, Yash. Yes, a big round of applause for all the winners and all the participants as well.
We have come to the end of the grand finale. May I now invite TCS Global Head Talent Acquisition Group, Mr. Krish Ganeshan, to please come out the dais and deliver a word of thanks.
Okay, they have made it into a lot of pages, but actions cannot be just read out with sheer names. If I had to give a big word of thanks, I'll have to really go through a long list of people. I don't want to make the mistake of ignoring many people, but I would collectively say this has been a whole hell of activity of one TCS coming together to manage a program of this size. So thank you very much, TCS. And as usual, I'd like to thank my good friend Chax, under his leadership and his untiring effort of all the admin people, my HR colleagues, Anant and team, Sajay Mukherjee for his guidance. This has been a really, really tough, long-winding competition which has been really going on for the last 6 months. We are becoming bigger. We are becoming much more complex. We are becoming much more global. But what was good to see was the one culture that we saw that yesterday when we all had a lot of fun last evening when we were having our own games and parties, and you should see the cultural mix of people making it, saying, we are the world, we are the people, we will make it one. That's why I was able to think about Michael Jackson thoughts yesterday. But guys, amazing effort from all of you. For all the participants who have flown in from all the parts of the world, I would like to say a big thank you. And I'm very sure more than the awards, rewards, small mementos, what you carry is the hospitality of India and TCS. So we would like to thank you very much for participating over here and wish you all a lot of success. As what other people mentioned, success is not about just making few dollars. Success is making about a social impact to life. So with these few words, I would like to thank each and everyone who has been there for making this happen. Guys, you simply rocked. And Bangalore, as usual, Namma Bangalore, Namma Chennai, we always rock. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for all the effort. And to both the MCs, I think you did a lot of great job keeping the tempo up. And to those musicians whose heartbeat we could always resonate everywhere. Guys, thank you very much for all the time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Ganesh.
Where's my script? Thanks, Ganesh. Sorry, I'm holding you up for this little late in the event as well. Like always, it's an event which has been planned and executed over a 6-month, 9-month period. And I'm sure there's an endless list of people whom we would definitely want to acknowledge and thank, continuing from where Ganesh left. I think, first of all, this entire event is planned and executed in the interest of the students to generate their interest in terms of programming as a sport, coding as a sport. I think students from across the academia in India and across the world, 100,000 plus participants, first time ever in season 6 of CodeVita. A big round of applause to students as a community who has made sure that their participation year on year is becoming better. Quality-wise, it's becoming stronger in terms of competition, and we really kind of are happy to have invested in this particular event to ensure that we encourage coding as a sport. I think, like Chakravarti sir started in terms of saying, TCS and also Ajoy continued, TCS is what is because of the entire contribution that we have been receiving abundantly from the academic world. Thank you, the principals, the deans, the directors, the placement officers, the students from all the engineering institutions in and around Bangalore who have come in. I think we should graciously thank you for all the support that you have been extending to TCS as an organization. We have always been overwhelmed by the support and the encouragement that you have been showing to us in all our initiatives in CodeVita and in all the other contests beyond CodeVita as well. And to our chief guest, Dr. Divakar, I think very apt today that we have around 10 different countries, and to be here to showcasing what India has as a talent to prove and had made sure that we are a good example to stand across in the other countries, ISRO, and we are all very proud in terms of the achievements and accomplishments that we have been able to do. Thank you so much for also taking your time and being present here amongst us to share your thoughts. I think our internal stakeholders, there are a lot many, like we would definitely not want to miss. I first want to start with our biggest collaborator for this event, our entire CTO organization. I really, really humbly want to say that it's been a very gratifying experience to make sure that we enjoy the kind of support like what ISRO has been very famous for, indigenously building the GSLVs and PSLVs and launching them in the orbit. I think the CTO team has been indigenously building everything what we have in the CodeVita platform, including the contest platform, the live link, the status. The entire thing has been indigenously built by our CTO organization, and we are really, really thankful for all your support. Specifically to call out names, Anand himself, who's been the leader, who has been setting the direction in terms of where we need to move. We have Amol and Girish, who are the program managers. We also have some people who are present and not present here. Ishwar, who's here amongst us. Dr. K. Padmanabhan, Dr. Murli, who has been the entire engine and machine behind this entire CodeVita success from the corporate CTO organization. Really, again, thank you, and a big round of applause to our CTO team. I think we do this contest event in different locations based on a bidding process. And I think Bangalore and Mr. Chakravarti specifically has been bidding for the last few seasons, and we were eagerly waiting to bring the event to Bangalore, and you have definitely made a difference. Chakravarti, your leadership and your entire team had made sure that this season has also been taken one step higher than what it is today. We personally want to thank you and your leadership and the entire team at Bangalore who made sure that this event is something which we will wait to see until the next year, that we can make it even better than what it was this year. And I think the entire team of Bangalore HR, led by Shetty, and also our talent acquisition team, led by KR Anjana, you guys have been doing a phenomenal help in terms of making sure this event reaches out to the audience, and also the right people are there, part of this entire audience, to have this entire event taken to the next step. And I think my own personal agenda is also to ensure that I recognize our own talent acquisition team who has been running and making sure that this event goes out successful. I again want to call out a few names. Preeti, who heads our campus recruitment program. Jagan, if you're around, Jagan, who's been the instrument in terms of this contest and all other contests. The entire team of Jagan, Tanvi and Srinidhi, again, all of them have been behind. A big round of applause to our TAG team, corporate TAG team, talent engagement team, to ensure that we have come out with this beautiful success. I think this program has been reaching out to different groups based on our corporate marketing and communication team support. Esther and Ria are represented here. There's much more a larger organization which has been behind in terms of making it to the kind of wider group. Thank you so much for your support and making sure this program reaches to the wider audience every year. And to our designing team, Vrishali, Tripti, and of course the entire support of this event teams which are here to make sure that this event is remembered as a key milestone in terms of CodeVita's growth. And to all of you as a great audience, I'm sure this is not something which you all kind of expected, anticipated when you walked in. I'm sure you're walking back with a lot of memories of what a CodeVita event can do for all of you. I'm sure specifically the academic partners and the students who are here. And I'm really happy that you all made this event greater than what its success it is supposed to be. Thank you so much. And to the last set of MCs who are here, Priyanka, Smita, and Vinut, to make sure that this event was compared well and was also received well by the audience. Thank you one and all. And again, a big round of applause to the participants, 39 of them who made season 6 well remembered for years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vasu, for your vote of thanks. This brings us to the end of